Hey everyone, it is Eden and Mason again here for another Facebook Live. What's up, animal lovers? This week we are talking about the wolves, of course, because it is National Wolf Awareness Week. So we're really excited for this morning. We have our keeper Izzy here, who works with the wolves most closely, and she's going to show us what she does for their training, and then we'll be going in with the wolves to do feeding and talking about why we're actually able to do that and how we can do that safely with them. So going to introduce you to Izzy here, and she will talk about what she does for training. Hi, Izzy.
Hi, everyone. So I'm going to be trying to show you guys what we do for training. Our wolves aren't fully used to doing training in front of other people, so we'll see how it goes. Right now they're up the hill, and they are pretty new at it, so right now I'm mostly just working on targeting with them, which means I'm asking them to touch my hand for this moment, and then they'll get their treat. Alright, so let's see if we can get them to come down.
Cool.
Wolvies! Let's train!
Oh.
He's like, Ginny, do I have permission?
He's like, she has to
They
train. Can we go?
usually check in with each other. Here, if you can see that up on the hill, they were laying down, relaxing, so they might not be into it, but they always check in with each other first to see if the other one is interested. We'll give them a few more minutes. We have food here for them. Let's see.
They were right down here before we started videoing.
Of course. Here we go. So while we're waiting for them, do you want to explain why we do this training? How it helps them?
Yeah, so training is important for our animals because it provides them something to think about. It's a new type of enrichment every day. I try not to do the same order of training, asking for different things, and it just allows them to use their brain and do something new. And it's also good for relationship bonding between the wolves and us. It helps with trust, which these guys are pretty trusting, but for some of our animals that is more important.
True.
Come on, wolvies!
And if we ever had to
Let's go!
do anything medical with the animals, with the wolves, or move them, this will make it easier for them if they are trained to be able to do certain things and work closely with the keepers. It will make moving or medical things less stressful for them, and we don't have to do it in a more like traumatizing way. Let's see. They are just staring at us. Maybe they're a little camera shy this morning. Well, maybe we can... Do you want to walk around and do feeding? Do you want to give them another minute?
If I move to where I normally train them, if that'll change.
Okay, so we are going to move locations, see if that works for the wolves. And while we're doing that, if anyone has any questions about the wolves for us this morning, please type that in the comments below and we can answer those questions. I see we have 7 people on here now. If you're just joining us, yay, the wolves are joining us now. It is National Wolf Awareness Week, and we are here to show off our awesome wolves. Here they come.
Good job.
Hey, hello friends.
All right, you ready?
So this is Dakota here in the front and Jenny behind. Dun, dun, dun.
Good boy.
That is the target practice Izzy was talking about before. And she's rewarding them if they do what she's asking them to do. You can tell they're very excited about this. This is fun for them. Like she said, this is enrichment. Enrichment is anything that helps develop their brain, develop their physical body, keeps them healthy mentally and physically, keeps them happy and entertained. Wolves are extremely social animals. And so this is great for them right now.
Target? No, that wasn't really a target.
Mason, do you want to talk about you want to introduce the wolves for us? So we also have our other keeper, Mason, with us here today. And she's going to explain a little bit about Dakota and Ginny themselves.
Yeah, so you can see the one digging right back there is Dakota. He's our male, and then Ginny right here with Izzy is our female. So they're brother and sister. They're about 12 years old. They came from a different sanctuary. They came to us in 2018. They've been hand-reared in captivity, which is one of the reasons that we can go in with them. They've been raised in captivity. They're very used to humans. And they are 75% gray wolf, 15% Malamute, and 10% unknown. So they do have a little bit of that domestic dog in them. So if you guys ever come by here and they're running along the fence, they get very excited. Seeing people is enriching for them too. Yeah, you can see they've got their big floofy coats on right now, gearing up for winter here. They were pretty funny looking in the summer when they were shedding them. They looked very scraggly. What a good boy. Such a good boy. Oh gosh.
So a lot of people who come in, they see Ginny and Dakota, especially in the morning time, they'll come down and greet folks as they're coming in, and they act very, very dog-like, like domestic dog-like, like your dog you would have at home. And they ask us about that. Can't you just go in and play with them? They seem just like dogs. And they seem that way because they were raised as pets, and they do have part domestic dog in them. And those behaviors come out in their facial characteristics, some of their behaviors, and make them seem like dogs you would have at home for sure. Let's see, does anyone have any questions about our wolves right now, or about training while we have Izzy here with us? Oh, he wants to do it again.
And so what Ginny is doing is she's caching her food for later. She's hiding it from Dakota, which can be tricky sometimes during training because Dakota is already quicker at it. So when she walks away to do that, it's harder for me to train her because then Dakota will stick around and still wants the rest of her food.
Just taking her time.
Good.
Good job, Ginny. Good job.
Gotta go cash it. Every little piece. She's so funny.
Okay,
All right,
yes.
Want to go in?
Yes, so now we are going to be going in with the wolves. Let's see. Okay, for introductions, for those who just joined us, I have a few more people joining in. It is National Wolf Awareness Week, and we are here with Mason and Izzy, our awesome keepers, and they're showing us what they do with the wolves on a daily basis. So Izzy does some training, which we just saw, and now they feed the wolves, so we're gonna go in for that. I'll show you where we go in. We have shift yards for all of our animals, and that's where we'll be entering the wolf enclosure. Now, it is not safe for us to go in with all of our animals. Each animal is gauged specifically on an individual basis whether or not it is safe for the keepers to go in with them or not. The wolves have been determined to be safe to go in with for several reasons. For one, they were raised by people and have lived with people their entire lives. And the other is it's actually beneficial for the wolves for us to go in with them. It is mentally stimulating for them. They need that social interaction. So it's something we are doing to benefit the wolves. It is for their benefit. And that's something that can always change, with the changing of their behavior. If we determine it is no longer safe, we will not have staff go in with the wolves anymore. So, Izzy, what do you have for food for them today?
So we still have a bit of Ginny's food left, which is just ground beef, and then the rest of their diet is dog food.
Dog kibble. A great day to come in and see the wolves is on Saturdays, because Saturdays at the sanctuary is Whole Prairie Saturdays, and they would receive something similar to what they would eat in the wild, like a whole rabbit, a whole chicken, a piece of elk, Deer hide. Here they are giving you a howl, friendly howl to everyone today who's watching. And on Saturdays you'll get to see the animals carrying around and showing off their carcasses. So here's Dakota eating his food. Ginny coming to check it out. Does anyone have any questions about our wolves? Let's see.
What's that for? Got too excited?
You can see they are comfortable with us in here, but they are still pretty skittish. We have to be careful with our motions. We're not treating them as pets. They have this whole hillside. They love to hang out up on this bench here. If you're ever in the sanctuary and looking for them, that is the space to look during the day.
They've got the best view too.
They do. They have
The whole view.
the view
Yeah.
over the town, over the rest of the sanctuary, over the bison enclosure over there, the mountains in the distance. Well, we are about to wrap up this live stream, so last chance for any questions or comments from anyone. Look at that guy. Well, thank you all so much for joining in today on our Facebook Live event. Go out and learn more about wolves this week. It is their week to celebrate them, and hopefully you'll be in to come visit our wolves at some point. Bye, Ginny. Bye, Dakota. Thank you so much, Izzy. Thanks, Mason. So we were receiving some questions as we were doing the video, and they weren't coming up in our feed for some reason, so I'm going to take a moment to answer them now because they're all great questions. Someone asked, how long can our wolves live for? Our wolves are hybrid wolf dogs, and with hybrids there's no way to really tell. There's a lot of different factors involved in their specific breeding history, so information like that with hybrids is just totally unknown, and there's not really an exact answer to that question, unfortunately. We just hope our wolves live for a really long time and are healthy for a really long time. Another question that came up was, what kind of wolves are they? Our wolves are gray wolves, which is the species that we have here locally in the greater Yellowstone ecosystem. And how many wolves do we have? We have 2 wolves. We have just Dakota and Ginny here. They are brother and sister, but we do have space for more wolves if there are wolves that need space in the future. Currently in Yellowstone National Park, there are about 123 wolves, which is great. It's a sign of the successful reintroduction of the wolves in the early 1990s after wolves were completely wiped out and killed. And there weren't any in the national park at all until the early 1990s. They brought in about 41 wolves for that reintroduction program. Another question that we received was, when do the wolves typically howl? They can howl whenever they want. That's how they communicate with each other. But a reliable time to hear them howl is in the morning. When we come in to work, all the staff, they actually greet us with a howl. We're kind of part of their pack here, and they're such social animals. That's how we greet each other in the morning, and it's a great way to start the day. They start the coyotes off, and the cranes will join in, and it's a beautiful sound. So the last question we had was, why was Izzy putting her hand up on the fence when she was doing the training with the wolves? So that was part of the training that she was doing. She was training them to touch her hand when she put it up on the fence, and that's called target training. And eventually that will allow them to put different parts of their bodies where needed to be examined for medical examination. Thank you all for your attendance today and your continued support. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment on this video and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.